All right. Welcome to this week's edition of The Lockdown, featuring T Cub and the Ball Hawk. Special guest today, the man, the myth, the legend, Charles Snowden, the future president, as we like to say. Welcome to the show, fam. What's good?
Man, what's up? What's up? Great to be here. I appreciate y'all letting me on.
Oh man, you know we got to come and talk to the real G's when it's time to do something like this.
Yeah, definitely got to talk to you. Definitely had to come talk to you because you that man right now.
For sure.
Grown man.
Trying to be.
How are things, man? Since I know you guys just reported a few days ago. How are things going to this point?
Yeah, things going pretty well. I got to tip my cap to the program. Carla Williams, Coach Bennett Hall, they did a great job organizing this. So we all in Copley right now. We haven't started workouts yet. Everyone's been tested, and so once everyone gets the results back, then we'll start working out. They got small groups. The food situation has been pretty good.
Okay.
It's me and my roommate kicking it. A lot of 2K.
No doubt.
Who your roommate, man?
DJ Pratt.
DJ Pratt. So 2K, huh? What you play My Career, or you are really out in these streets?
I be playing my league, so pretty much I'm just a GM of a team. You know what I'm saying? Started my own organization out in Seattle. Got like 11 rings, nothing too serious.
Ooh, so you just simming, or you actually playing the games too?
I play if it's like Game 7 in the finals, and I gotta play that.
Okay.
For the most part, I sim. I like to do a lot of the trade, and a lot of the, I'm a suit. Gotta be in the GM, trade, sign, and all that.
You LeBron out the LeBron done then. That's what you do.
Exactly.
Yeah, hey, that's the move though, because
we see that he's smart.
That's how you change the game and move the needle when you signing the checks.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
I love it. So look, you roll in this camp. 2017, 2016, and you about 200 pounds, soaking wet, 6'7".
That's generous.
What say that's true. So what were your first impressions when you walked in the door?
First, I didn't think I should, when I came on grounds, I was like, there's no way in the world I should even be here. But when I walked in the locker room, looked at the other dudes, looked at myself, and I was like, yeah, there's no way this is going to work. But, I was just blown away. Like, dudes were just bigger, faster, stronger, and they actually played football. Like, I was not a football player, so I was just real lost. Dudes asked me, like, what are you, a receiver, a kicker? Like, nah, I play linebacker. They're like, you play what? So that didn't help. And then my first workout, this is your first impression, first chance to prove yourself. July 10th, 2017. Can't forget it. Ingrained in my mind. We go out there. 30 minutes in, still on the warm-up. It's hot. Like 4:30 is workout started. 20 minutes in, my vision goes out. I can't see nothing. So we're doing the workout. I'm like, all right, I'm just a little stroke. My vision don't come back. It doesn't come back. Then I finally concede. I'm like, hey, coach. I can hear the strength coach near me. He's like, what? I'm like, I can't see. He said, what? I said, I can't see. Sends me off to the sideline. Now, all the older guys are out there watching us. All the guys in my class are with me. I'm the second dude to tap out the workout. So then we get in the locker room. Dudes calling me Ray Charles. I'm like, you can't see. Can you see now, Charles? Huh, Ray Charles? Play us a song, Ray Charles. I'm like, off rep, I'm like, there's no way in the world I'm going to do this. Like, I'm just not built for it. But then, for the first week, I didn't even feel like I was a part of the team just because I just couldn't get through that workout. And by the grace of God, just kept persevering.
Yeah.
When he sent you to the sideline, did you have somebody help you, or did it just have you, legally blind walking to the sideline?
You staggered over.
You know what I'm saying? Guesstimating.
I was kind of guided, but then once I stopped working out, obviously then my vision came back.
Oh, okay.
And at this point now I can kind of, at tunnel vision of the sideline, found the shade. But that was not a great first impression.
Wow. Well, but the thing of it is, though, is it's like I think it's always a shock when you first make that transition from high school to the next level. Because look, you balled out in high school. You put up numbers. You hooped Tell me about your hoop game real quick as a quick pause.
Yeah.
Tell me about that hoop game, though.
Yeah, everybody that nigga hoop. Could you hoop?
Right.
Or was you just tall?
Was you a buster or could you?
I had 2 offers and Penn, so I could play football and basketball there. But I was nice. Listen, my biggest downfall was I just couldn't handle the ball like that. Like, I was a defense first player. I could guard a 1 through 5. I was a great passer.
Okay.
Get up the
It was Dennis Rodman.
go get it.
Yeah, you Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
I wouldn't go that far. I wasn't Dennis Rodman.
I mean, that was your trajectory. You know what I'm saying?
Like I was also like a point for. I was like honestly a poor man's Dennis Rodman and Scotty put together.
No, wait. No, I can't. No, I can't. We ain't gonna do that because you just said you couldn't handle. So how you a point
But I would
forward?
run the show. Like I could get everyone organized. Like I could see who had the mismatch, get the dude to the right place. Like I couldn't break a dude down, but if I get the rebound, I'm gonna push it up.
Oh, so
I'm gonna push up court.
Okay, so you was Draymond Green.
Literally, I was Draymond.
There we go.
Okay.
I was
He
Draymond.
can't dribble either. He's good. He just can't.
I was
he can't
Draymond.
dribble. I got you.
Could you shoot though?
All right, listen. If there's a mid-range open pick and pop, I'll knock it down.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Cub. Hold on, Cub. Anytime somebody be like, no, they can't shoot.
I mean, listen. Go on my Twitter. My highlight tape is still in my bio, so I can't let go of my basketball Twitter.
Spicy.
So
That's what I
pull up
want.
the bio.
Yeah.
Pull up the huddle, and then you can talk. You can tell me what you think.
Okay. Hey, he can shoot. Then you see how he came back at me? Because if he could, he'd be like, all right, you got me. Okay.
Right.
I ain't gonna mess with you, Snowman. At the end of the day, you still 6'7", and
Yeah.
I'm not. So I'm gonna concede once you get a little bass in your voice. I'm gonna concede. I'm gonna tap out.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm Ray Charles right now after the workout. I can't see.
Hey,
You got it.
Yo, real talk, man. When I was at UVA, the basketball games that we used to have at Slaughter were epic. So
And I was there too.
oh my God. I mean, we got Daryl Hammond, Herman Moore, Ryan Jackson, Sean, Mikowski. I mean,
They could hoop.
and then the women's basketball team would come in. So Tanya Cardoza, Dawn Staley. I'm talking about the runs, the men's basketball. We go against the men's basketball squad. Man, look, sometimes you couldn't tell who was who out there. It was that serious, bro. I mean, we had such talented basketball players on our football team, bro. I still to this day feel like we could have fielded a squad. Those jokers were nice. Hey, I'm just a little point guard. I'm coming in there. I'm pushing it. I am pushing that rock. I'm giving them crazy dishes and let the big boys go ahead and bang that down. I'm the master of the layup. I had to smack the layup.
Okay, I hear that.
I'm gonna give you all that. But dude, it was epic. See, y'all don't know about that.
Listeners
Football
at home.
don't change. Man.
Listeners at home. Cub really was talking like he was Zeke out that jank, though. I'm down here, I'm pushing it. Y'all should see his face when he's saying it though. Like he really got Charles mesmerized right now. I played with Sean. Sean could hoop. I knew Hammond, he could hoop. Herm definitely could hoop. Cub coming down there with them. You ain't had John Elway knees back then though, did you?
No, bro. I could roll. I mean, I could hoop though. I could hoop.
Did you have a towel on your hip like when you played?
No, not in the basketball. On the field though.
How many fouls y'all used to give out though? Because when we played the basketball team, we fouled them a lot.
Oh, right.
See?
It was some straight battle royals up in that joint.
I don't know what has happened because my dad was Indiana. He always talks about how he used to play against, like he said, he played against Larry Bird one year. He was at Indiana, and he played against Mike Woodson and Wayne Radford. And he's like, but now I have never seen basketball team in the gym. Granted,
they don't come out. Yeah, they don't come outside.
So I'm trying to figure out when that happened because I'm not saying we would beat them. However, there are dudes in the locker room that swear up and down we could get 5 and beat the reigning national champions.
Yeah.
But like back in the day, it always sounds like dudes used to play basketball teams, but now I feel like they don't have it no more.
Yeah, I think this might seem like a shot, but I guess their priorities are intact now.
Yeah, definitely.
You see the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Even outside, we even hooped outside at the Dell. I mean, when
That's
I'm
wild.
talking about, bro, it was some hard body basketball going on back then.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. See, we would like you said, we would probably just foul them on.
Oh,
what would they gain from that?
Donald Hand was my suite mate my first year, and then we stayed cool. Anytime Donald I was fouling Donald.
Yeah. See, like,
I mean, not trying to hurt him, but I'm not letting you get one off. Like, soon as you get a good move, I'm gonna grab your ball.
see, that's football players' issues. Football players have too much pride.
Yep.
So, like, it could be Dre Hunter coming down in a rise on you, and instead of getting just dunked on, they will throw Dre out the air. Now we don't got Dre.
Yeah,
Right. That's why they don't play us no more.
That's a great point. We prideful creatures. We are.
We definitely are.
Right. All right. So
like, to the point, I've literally heard this in the locker room. We have a dude that swears up and down, if we had 2 weeks of practice, we would beat the lacrosse team, the reigning national champion lacrosse player.
Say his name.
that's some.
I say his name.
Nah, don't say his name. Don't say. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Hey, that's some work. Hey, look.
I'm just playing.
Let me tell you something. That lacrosse.
That's a different.
Don't be fooled.
I'm with you. I know that.
Woo. No, sir. I ain't doing that.
I say, look, I'm watching jokers get mopped up out there in lacrosse.
Dude.
Yeah, they get the heme without even dribbling the ball.
That's what I sent my daughter this one video of this kid. He did a crossover move with the lacrosse stick and stopped. And the dude fell by him. He just looked at him and just shook his head and ran down the field. I was like, see.
Yeah.
They conditioning a whole different level,
Bro,
too, man.
dudes are fighting after that. Let that be. Dudes are stick down. Let's go.
Yeah.
Just say hockey.
Like,
Gloves off.
throw them off.
No doubt. Okay, so then you're coming in that first year. You felt like you weren't ready, but I think you worked your way to it. You were on the field, 10 of 13 games. You got time. You made a couple of plays. You had a couple of sacks here and there. You made some tackles. Made a big play against Duke that helped decide that game in tackling a future first-round Daniel Jones. That still makes me laugh.
Danny Nickel.
Oh, my God. Every time I hear it. And so you guys 6 and 7. All right. So bowl game, hadn't been to one in a minute. So seems like the program is turning a corner. You come in the next year, ready to roll. You start all 14 games. What was your mentality coming into your second year?
Coming into my second year, I was honestly just trying to prove myself, not only to my coaches and my teammates, but also just to myself. I thought I definitely made a lot of progress, and my coach sat down. Coach Perkins sat me down. I was like, "Yo, there's an opportunity to start the strong side linebacker position. If you go out and earn it, Chris Peace been on the weak side, you be on the strong side." And my whole first year, I played the weak side, so I didn't really know the strong side like that. So the whole offseason, I was dedicating myself to learning that position. But it was just all size, just getting bigger, getting stronger. So the number we had in mind was 225. Get to 225 by the end of the offseason. And by the end of the summer, I did. But going back to the spring, we started spring ball. The first couple of practices at strong side linebacker, I can tell you right now, I was looking bad. I'm talking, they're getting me to the flat every play. Somehow, Coach Perkins didn't lose faith in me. I got better as spring progressed. I practiced in all 15 spring ball practices, which is not an easy task, because anyone will tell you. But Chris Peace, I'll say, played a big part in just talking to me, showing me what it takes, just leading through words, but also by example. And luckily, just was able to earn a starting job going into the season.
Yeah, it wasn't luck; it was work.
Yeah, because
that's the one thing that Chris Peace and I always talk about. Chris is one of my mentees as well, and it's all about refusing to be outworked.
Yeah.
You've heard me say that before in some of the texts that I send you guys before the game. It's about the work, man. It is. Ahmad has a great term. Good is the enemy of great. And I love that terminology. And I have this whole chasing greatness mentality. Funny thing about greatness is that it will never take one step closer to you. You have to go get greatness. It can be 5 feet from you and will stare you right in the face and look you up and down and be like, what? And while everyone has the opportunity to be great, only the ones that are willing to ascend and go get it are the ones that achieve it. So, with Chris was just a workaholic. So you had a great example of what it takes to put in the work, and so it wasn't luck that helped you ascend to that role. You worked your ass off for it. And so don't shoot yourself short, sell yourself short on that, because you put in that work, man. And then, looking at the results from that season, dude, 62 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 2 interceptions. That was because of the work that you put in, fella. 8-5 season that year. You guys are changing the culture and the dynamic of Virginia football. You're taking it back to the way that it used to be, that what Hawk and I were used to seeing. And so for us, we really appreciated the work that we knew that you guys were putting in. And then I would call Hawk and say, Hawk, what's going on? Because, he in town, he would be at the practices. So he like, this is what I'm seeing. And Hawk can give you a little bit more insight into what he saw.
Yeah, man. I mean, I wanted to piggyback before I talk about that, about, Chris' piece, because I was going to ask you about Chris, because like Cub said, I talked to Chris as well, but just hearing how the coaches talk about you, it's like deja vu, because that's how they talked about Chris. And the fact that Chris was in that same position, undersized and trying to get his weight up, and the work ethic. And you talk about going blind that first workout, and now you're one of the guys that Coach Papinga raves about with this motor. But your mentor and the guy that showed you the ropes is known as having one of the highest motors you ever seen. Talk about just your relationship with Chris and how it was just seeing him work every day and how that rubbed off on you.
Yeah, Chris, I mean, I think Chris and I, one similarity we really have is like neither of us are like that naturally gifted. Like we're kind of naturally goofy, just in different ways. He's just like, so he really just had to work at it. Like if you ever just let him see Chris Peace, ask him to throw a football. It's the craziest thing you'll ever see. But so just seeing him just like have to combat that and overcome that, like that, it was just like, I mean, I saw right every day working with him, I saw that it's possible. And so just from that, he laid the blueprint out for me. All I had to do was execute it. And so he talked to me. And so even just off the field, just one of my good friends, still talk to Peace to this day. And I can't say enough about him.
Yeah, man, because, just looking at your development, and like Cub said, just being able to watch practices and be around you guys a lot. The one thing I noticed about you is that, like you just said it, and I don't think people caught it, you don't see yourself as being naturally gifted. So that means you're going to make sure your foundation is there. So if anything was ever taken away from you, it's easy to regain that because you have that foundation. And the foundation starts with the mindset of I got to outwork somebody, because I know I can't just rely on my natural God-given gifts. And you have God-given gifts, but your mindset in chasing greatness, as me and Cub always talk about greatness, is that you won't just settle. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the one thing that I love about what I just heard from you is you don't see yourself as being natural, even though you do at 6'7", 235, and be able to move the way that you are a unicorn. You don't realize that, and that's a great thing because you're always going to continue to work. You're not going to read the fine print and read all the praise because you know where you came from. And that's the same thing with Chris. Everything Chris, earned at UVA, he worked his butt off to get it. And then he made an NFL roster, and they don't understand how gifted he really is because he doesn't jump out at you. Like you jump out at people, but you have the same mindset that he has. And I think that's why you become this great player, and you can continue to be a great player because that humbleness drives you, in my opinion.
And that's important, man, because it's like there's nothing like having humility, because the game itself will humble you. Life will humble you. And I always love it when guys are at the upper echelon of their sport and doing great things, but they have that humility of appreciating what it took to get there. And I always say, I pride myself on having an underdog mentality, and that underdog mentality for me is one that strives for greatness and possesses the perseverance to overcome any obstacle while refusing to be outworked. That is the underdog mentality. You have that. Chris has that. Ahmad has always had it. I've always had it. And the ones that are willing to be great, they have it. Some people look at an underdog always like, that's not a good thing. Yes, it is, because all of us have had to overcome something to get where we are today. So we all have an underdog story to tell. And so that's why I always look people, because people ask me all the time, they're like, how in the hell are you an underdog? You know, how? You know, they're like, yo, you balled at UVA, you played in the league, you all rookie, you've been doing nonprofit work, raising millions and millions of dollars for 2 decades. How in the world are you an underdog? And I tell them, quite honestly, I said, people have doubted me and overlooked me my entire life. And I'm the dude that you should never overlook or underestimate. You know, because I will prove you wrong. I've spent a lifetime of proving people wrong. And so I am very much, I identify when I see individuals like yourself that are about the work, because that's how we overcome. I got the UVA 164 pounds soaking wet. First time I got under that bench press ball, I'm like 185 and it's killing me, you know? But then you put me out on the field and I am smooth, knocking them off, knocking them out, you know? So, and then it was learning how to really lift weights and to really do what it was required. So then all that heart that I had, I started to put a little power behind it, and it was a problem. So that's when you paid in full, and I'm on the field with my back pedal with the towel dragging the ground with paid in full. And so, you know, I mean, it was nuts. It was nuts.
Hey man, hold on, man. Y'all making me feel bad because y'all coming to UVA talking about y'all was light in the butt, had to gain weight. The summer before I came to UVA, I got fat. All I did was eat. I didn't even work out. So I had to come to UVA and actually lose some weight because they was like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like y'all. I really don't right now. So can we just move to another? You 165, he barely 200. I'm 195. Had never been over 190 in my life. When I got on the scale and they looked at me, I looked at them like, man, this scale broke. Like, I'm this heavy. They're like, yeah, you pretty fat. Like, man, they put me on the diet.
Damn, Hawk. Hey, I was 188 starting as strong safety in the league, my rookie.
I was 195 and I played at Hampton at 180. I had never been on 185. So, you know, I was eating good before I got to UVA. Wow. I couldn't even partake in the food when I got here. They put me with the lineman that was too overweight. I'm the only skilled guy over there eating salads and stuff. Wow. Christ, what happened? You're huge.
Wow. Okay, so now after 2018, 8-5 season, very, very successful year. Coming into 2019, what was the mentality?
Coming into 2019, now it was just like kind of taking that next step, honestly. Just like, I mean, as a program and as like for myself personally. Chris Peace was gone, so now like I was kind of the guy in the outside backer room to lead everybody. And I mean, it was just proving myself, just showing like, again, size and strength was the biggest concern of the offseason. So just working and just showing that like I had taken that next step and showing I could be like an every down linebacker. And also just, again, just having November 23rd circled on the calendar. Because the way that game ended in 2018, I'm heartbroken. I'm talking. Like at one point, I thought I was gonna be the mayor of Charlotte. So I thought my name was gonna be go down in the history books because first half I played terribly, but then the second half I had a tackle, then I had a pass deflection, then I had a sack, and then I had the interception with 3 minutes left. We're up 3. I'm like, we're gonna score a touchdown here, and it's over. We got him. I picked the ball off. Got it. As soon as I get up, of course, who do I see? Chris Peace. I remember I gave Peace the ball. I said, this is for you, bro. We finally got him your senior year. And then we lost the game. I had the quarterback wrapped up in overtime. Didn't take him down. They kicked the field goal. We lost. And like that haunted me literally from that day till the next Tech game. Like I was haunted. Like every night I was like, oh my, like I just cost us the game. Like we can't lose to them and we can't lose to them again. And that was just the biggest motivator in the offseason. And so just proving myself, but also just getting over that hump and beating Virginia Tech. Those are the two biggest things. And I feel like I, as a player, took a step, but also just beating Tech was just, it's not the cake.
Yeah, no, I mean, no doubt, dude. You were relentless in 2019. 72 tackles, 5 sacks, 1 forced fumble. And I still think you're at the tip of the iceberg. You're at the tip of the iceberg. And you know, I remember you saying, you know, that first year, man, they pushing you to the sideline, you trying to set that edge. They don't do that anymore. They don't do that. You set a strong edge at 235, and you're able to get out and do what you need to do in pass coverage, rushing. It's hard to throw over 6-7 frame.
Yeah.
And it's very distracting to quarterbacks. How has the emergence of Noah Taylor helped you?
One, Noah's a freak of nature. So every day I'm comparing myself to Noah. I'm trying to I'm watching Noah in the deep half at 6'5". The next play I'm watching him in the backfield with the quarterback, and I'm like, how is he doing this? So just seeing him do that just motivates me. Like, Charles, got to work.
Yeah.
But also just like now, just having another dude over there, because Noah can get to that quarterback. He can do a lot. So defenses are worried about him. And so just having that, that partner in crime, it helps a lot. I mean, those are one of my good friends off the field as well. He came in when I was a first year. He came in as a mid-year and just immediately kind of just welcomed into our group. And so, but just his emergence is just, it doesn't hurt to have too many weapons.
Yeah.
Does he now? So I think it's full circle, because can you kind of say that you're Chris Peace and he's Charles Snowden now, in a sense?
And I try not to.
Not like you sunning them, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
like,
it just shows your leadership, because you were Chris's partner in crime his senior year. Like, he needed that guy on the other edge to not just allow people just to tee off on him, because as you emerge, then now they have to worry about you. I think this year when you had the injury to Bryce Hall and others, Noah had to basically become an X factor. Like, he was weapon X. Like, that tech game, he playing, deep thirds. He rushing the quarterback. You playing more as a down lineman, sometimes rushing, and then you even had to cover more. I came up with a nickname with y'all too. You know what I'm saying? No Snow.
Oh,
yeah.
no snow.
No snow. So, but I, not to get ahead of ourselves, but I think like you two guys, that tandem, that's rare. 6'5" and above that can. Most of the time, you have just a linebacker who goes downhill, or a linebacker that could drop. Rarely do you have two guys who could do both.
Right.
And both of you guys set the edge, because you talk like Cub said. You talked about how guys were just getting the best of you. I've seen you now extend them long arms, and now linemen like, damn. They see 11, they're like, damn, because your arms is long. I think you realize how long you were and how long your arms are, because you started playing with your hands a lot better as the season went on. Because earlier you would just run the hoop. And teams started setting on you, and then you started – I think one game, I can't remember what game it was, but you shot your hands one time, and you just like, oh, that's all I got to do, because you just got up underneath the tackle. Like, excuse me, let me get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I just think that, the development of Noah, it just seems like it's deja vu, because you're that motor guy and Chris, and then you talk about his athletic ability, because that was you. Like, you were Noah, and Chris Peace was who he was, that guy that saw himself as the hard worker. So it's amazing that you talked about how freakishly athletic Noah is, man, because I know Chris said that about you.
Yeah, and I also don't want to belittle Matt Gam as well. Like, I feel like we just have a good three-headed monster, because Matt's probably the most hard-nosed of us all. Like, I'm talking like it'll be fall camp, like day 4. Dang, we hitting again. And Matt's like, yo, let's go hit. And we need that. Like, so he just Texas country strong, like.
And he could drop too. He got picks too, dropping.
Exactly.
He got a
pick. So Matt Gam as well. I'm talking like, we're during quarantine, like we're just periodically sending videos of us working out. One day, Matt's video of him working out was him wrestling a steer. Like, he has the bull by the horns trying to take it down. I'm from there. I didn't know what it was, but he was just some country strong, and like that's what I'm saying. I think we just have a great room as a whole. I want to make sure Matt gave us his credit as well.
Dude, I'm looking at you guys, some of your workouts, and you got the steer thing jumping off. You got Nick Jackson pushing trucks up hills, pulling it back, push. I'm like, nephew,
what's wrong with Nick, man?
Out there,
Cub, you did that.
Yeah,
you ain't surprised. You told him to do that, Cub.
Man, I told him about the work. He know about the work.
Man, gonna push a house soon.
So you guys, man, I tell you, the defense that you guys play is a linebacker's dream, because you never know where you guys are coming from. And if I'm a linebacker inside or outside, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Virginia because they sending me often.
Yeah.
Often. You know, and I look at like the way that last year broke down, you know, the first part of that season and the tackles for loss, the sacks, you know, you guys were just dominant. Then you lose a Bryce Hall. And I think that hurt you guys' production in the front seven way more than people realize, because, you know, when Bryce is out there, half the field is shut down.
Yeah.
And Brenton too.
Yeah, and then you lose Brenton, you know, and so all of a sudden the quarterback is like, instead of him dropping back, you know, normally he couldn't pat the ball. It got to a point where then it was like, he patting it, he like, oh damn, I get 2-3 pats in, you know? And so and you know, just the secondary wasn't holding up. I mean, Bryce's loss, Brenton's loss, those were huge, impactful injuries that really impacted the production of that front seven. So, you know, as we're looking and Hawk and I talk, you know, the front seven that you guys will have this year will be even better in my estimation. You're going to have even more depth in that front seven, because I'm hearing things about Deshaun Perry, Stewart, what's the other guy? Jarius.
Yeah.
I'm hearing stuff about those dudes that, they a problem. We haven't even seen what they bring.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of these young up and comers that are behind.
Definitely. So like one thing I'll say about those dudes is they all, like, I started off here coming to college. They started off like they're just naturally just more athletic than I am. And so but now they've been up being behind us, being behind me, being behind Noah. Like Noah's a film junkie. He loves the film. Meetings over and Noah's angry. Like, so they've seen that from us. So now they've adopted that. So now they've got the work ethic. And I mean, like I went to work out with Deshaun the other day. He got in my car. And I was, who is, like, he looked like a different dude. He was bigger, stronger. And I remember when he first got here, like I didn't curse Deshaun out a couple of times at workouts, like, yo, like get going or get out the workout. But now, I mean, he was running well, moving well. He's asking me, like, do his drops look good? And so like Noah, Matt, and I really just, like, between the three of us, we said, all right, we got the three young guys. Each one of us kind of look after one of them. And so Deshaun's one I worked the closest with, but and like he has that nasty streak you like to see in a linebacker. Jairus is like Noah. He can just move, flip, dip. Like, he's as naturally gifted as they come athletically. And so as he starts to mature, his body's starting to mature and he matures mentally. It's going to be a problem. He played special teams last year. And so just off his natural athleticism. And then Hunter as well. Like, Hunter's just a bull. Just so he's played safety in high school growing up. And so now he's moving forward, so he can just move naturally. Yeah. And just as he gets bigger and stronger, I mean, like, those three right there, I'm getting out just in time, because if I wasn't leaving, they was going to get me out anyway.
Wow, dude. But yeah, you guys you're stacked. You're stacked there. And you're inside guys. I mean, you got ZZ, you got Rob, you got Nick. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who starts between Rob and Nick Jackson. Because I don't know how you gonna keep Nick Jackson off the field.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, Youngin, he loves the contact. He can run like a deer, and he's smart as hell. You know, and so he has that work ethic.
Yeah,
that we talk about, that underdog mentality, man. And so Rob is a baller, but I just don't know how you gonna keep Nick Jackson off.
I know. Like, I remember when J-Mac went down, we had to throw Nick in, and Nick was just like, I mean, he was a first year throwing the fire in the middle of ACC play while we're competing for a conference title. Like, that's a lot to handle. But that month, he had to prepare for Florida. In that Florida game, I remember he went out there, he was balling, and then I heard Nick make a tackle. He started talking. I was like, okay, Nick. Like, at that moment, I was like, Nick Jackson.
He was biting their face off that game. Yes. I would say the North Carolina game, I think it was the second half. I was just like, yo, Nick is really, like, you could tell the matrix. You know how it is when you master the playbook. You know what I'm saying? And as a linebacker, man, how is it just with the defensive playbook? all you guys have to do? Because that's, I could tell when you guys, playing games and running stunts and disguise and like, how is it just being able to be fluid, but having to understand where it's supposed to be at because Bronco is a head coach who loves defense? How is it just learning that defensive playbook?
The playbook is definitely, it's extensive. We got 100 calls and 100 checks off the 100 calls, and it is a lot mentally. And so that's where like a lot of young guys like that was like early on in my career, that was my base thing, is just playbook. But now like at this point going into my fourth year, like I think from the safety to the nose tackle, I can tell you what everyone has on almost every play. Just because like that kind of helps me. If I know what I have, I know what the field corner has, I know what the strong safety has, I know what the mic has, then I'll know my job. So, but and it's all just interconnected in every play. Really, you're just doing your job, or you're doing someone else's job, and you're replacing them. So, just kind of knowing that that's helped me personally. But I know just early on, a lot of guys, it's tough to really just grasp it immediately.
Cuz he just dropped a jewel for people.
Yes.
That don't even know it. Like knowing what everybody is doing,
yes.
You know how to help them out while still doing your job. Because a lot of folks just worry about, they look at the sheet. Oh, I got cover 2. I just, as a corner, I got cover 2. I'm going to just play where I'm supposed to be at. And the coach always say, be a football player, not a robot. That means look for work. Yeah. So basically he's describing, I'm going to always look for work because I know that this guy's getting stressed versus this formation. So I know I could do this to help alleviate that stress. So listeners, that's a man.
He dropped it on.
Yeah, because when I was his age, I was like, what I got? Okay.
Right. Look, I'm out here on this island like, okay, yeah, cover 2. Okay, yeah, cover 1. Okay, man.
I'm good.
I'm good. That's it. I'm good. But it's interesting, man, that you say that because people don't understand. That's one of the things that take you from good to great as well. Where all the pieces fit around you, knowing where your help is at all times. People always would ask me, who's the best wide receiver that you played against in the league? And I said, it was Sterling Sharpe. People were like, Sterling Sharpe? I'm like, yeah. I said, he went out of the league after about 7 years because of a neck injury. The thing that made him absolute, mind you, he was just a fluid freak of nature, strong as an ox, and it looked like when he was just gliding when he ran, so strong at the point of attack. But Sterling knew where everybody was supposed to be on the defense. So I'm lining up, we play in Green Bay twice a year, and we were friends from college. And, he and I are chopping it up, cackling it up between plays, but time to line up, I'm on him pressed, and I'm looking at him surveying the defense. He knew where everybody was supposed to be on that defense, so he knew where he fit every play. And so to me, that made him an elite player, and then his production. When I'm watching him on film, it would blow me away. And then I asked him, I was like, Stir, what is it, man, about? I said, I watch you. He's like, dude, he's like, Cub, I know. He said, I know exactly where everybody is. He said, so I'm looking in at the quarterback. I'm like, okay, I know what I can look at a defense and say, if everybody on our team does what they're supposed to, if all the receivers said, somebody's going to be open because I'm seeing the holes in the defense. And man, he was special.
That's dope.
He was special, man. And so that to hear you say that makes me smile. And because the more of you guys that can know that part of the game, wow, dude, it is plug and play for real. You can go out there and you can play as fast and aggressive as you want because you know your assignment. And that's the biggest thing. When guys are thinking, you'll never be the player that you can be, or you'll never reach your full potential because you're thinking and not knowing what you're doing. Here being able to run and fly around, it's a game changer. And I look at this defense this year, man, you guys are going to be a problem.
That's a fact.
Hawk, and like I said, Hawk and I keeps 100. We make sure we shore up the corner situation. I think that's going to be the key. Replacing Bryce. I mean, guys have had a chance to get this work in. Nick's going to have to step up. Darius is going to have to step up, and then the young boys are really going to have to move to the forefront and really challenge those upperclassmen. I mean, that's kind of what we did. We challenged the upperclassmen when we came in. I ain't had no problem because, I wasn't going to be sitting on the bench after my red shirt. I put fifth-year senior on the bench, and he never saw the light of day again unless I was tired and needed a water break or something. But that's neither here nor there. But I'm just saying, some of these young boys gonna have to come in with that type of mentality, though.
Yeah.
Because that's it. If you guys aren't pushing each other every single day, then that's a problem. Because your front seven, y'all gonna need those dudes to make that quarterback hold on to that ball, so y'all will continue to create havoc. Because y'all so damn good at that havoc.
Hey, Snow, how's it been? Have you had a chance to really chop it up with Coach Clint Centum yet since he joined the staff?
Yeah, definitely. So when I remember Coach Pop was like, yeah, like it's looking like it's gonna be Coach Centum. So naturally, I had to go to the heart of UVA. Went to Miss Kathy in the dining hall.
Yeah.
And I was like, Clint Centum, I lied to you not. She was on the verge of tears raving about him. She was like, oh my God, that's a good dude right there. And so boom, our initial chill of approval was good. And then just after that, he was around like a couple weeks before spring break, and then that's when COVID and everything happened. But he's engaged with us on Zoom and stuff. And so, so far, Coach Centum seems as cool as it gets.
Yeah, because as former players, we know how coaching changes affect more than what people think, and we know Vic, that was fam right there. Yeah, Coach Vic was cool as they come. So I think what gets lost is now it's a different voice, different way of just trying to extend the goals from your head coach. Coach Vic being around Broncos so long, and with Clint there, I'm anxious to see like how all his players respond to how he sees things and his teachings, because as players, certain coaches look for different aspects and different characteristics and different tendencies and things like that. So I'm excited to see how that dynamic works out. And I know you guys being so dynamic on the outside, you can help with just that transition as well, because COVID is definitely throwing a monkey wrench in a lot of things.
Say the least.
And that's a good segue too, Ahmad, because I want to get to, you've been away from Charlottesville. You've had time to spend with the fam over this period of time. How's that been for you? And how mom and pop's doing?
They're doing real well. So it was real cool. Like I never planned on being home again. So that was the one silver lining of COVID. But it was real cool. We did a nice little system. My pop's world-renowned breakfast chef in his mind and mine. But he'll give me right with the breakfast, and then Ma Dukes on the dinner, holding it down on the back end. And so I was able to get bigger, stronger. One of the incoming first years, I worked with his dad at a gym in Maryland, so we was able to work out there, so able to lift weights. And then my sister was like my best friend. Also drove me crazy, but she was my best friend when I was home, and that's
what sisters do.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, that's dope. I saw Pops had you on the grill a little bit too. What's up?
Yeah. So I thought, my goal going, I was like, all right, we're gonna be home for a while. Let me learn how to cook. Coming out, I learned how to make like 3 things. So that goal did not go well, but I do know how to grill now. So we got back to Charlottesville. I was grilling a little bit here and there. So.
Hey, did they express how they was not excited about the increase in the grocery bill since you are now $235?
Yeah, they didn't like that. Now I'm up to $245. So they ain't like that.
Oh, you saw he slid that in, cuz. He slid that in. I'm $245 now. Say it with your chest next time.
Right.
I don't want no smoke, Snow. I don't want no smoke, man. Okay, I'm sorry.
So yeah, being home, and then with everything that was going on, let's talk a little bit about the your social justice and the protesting, because the Black Lives Matter is key, is clutch, and for all those folks out there listening, Black lives. We're not saying that all lives don't matter, but Black lives matter too, and we need folks to understand what that is. And for me to see you out there protesting, dude, it made me smile. I couldn't be more proud of you. What did it mean for you to be out there in the midst of it?
For me, it meant a lot, honestly. Just hearing people, just seeing people voice their frustrations, and just to be a part of the movement, make sure my voice was heard. it did mean a lot to me. And so I know it's cliche, but just hearing people say athletes have that platform, well, I mean, I think there's a lot of truth to it. And so I thought it was good to just be out there. And so I know a lot of people like would go and just take a picture there, but I thought it was important that I showed that I was there just to inspire, just try to inspire. If it was one other person, just inspire one other person, change one heart, change one mind. And so it was really cool. I got to tip my cap to Brandon White on the football team, receiver. He lives in DC, and he was one of the dudes that just really encouraged me to get out there. And so after that, after a lot of convincing between my mother, we had to have a group. I went down with 3 of my best friends from high school, and one of them was Don Roll, who's the signal caller now. We had to have a group Zoom call with us 4 and our 4 mothers to allow us to get down there. So once we had mom's seal of approval, we got out there, and the first day I was there was the day that the president took the picture with the Bible in front of the church. So that was
with a book.
Yeah, literally. So that was a hectic first day.
Yeah.
I just called him 9 times 5. I can't even give him that title.
He took a picture with a book.
Yes.
I don't know what was in his hand.
Exactly. No, don't even get me started on that.
Yeah, I know. But I think it was important, man, for you to be out there. How do you plan? Because and I'm also big on, okay, we were there, we protested, we did what was necessary. Okay, so what's next? How do you continue to keep the conversation going? Because you referenced, you have a platform that a lot of people don't have. How do you now continue to get the word out to demonstrate from your end and what you can do having your platform? How do you see that moving forward?
Yeah, so just as a team, like we've just been meeting almost bi-weekly. And so it's the task unit leaders on the team, the leadership group. And so we like devising a plan as to what we can do in the fall to keep this movement going, to make sure we're generating change. What we can do in the winter, what we do in the spring, what we do in the summer, because all 4 seasons look different, completely different for us. And so what we can do in the fall, we can't necessarily do in the spring. And so that's just what we've been attacking now on the back end. And also just empowering the other dudes on the team to just get out there. Because I know a lot of dudes went out to protest as well. But that's our biggest thing, is just kind of what we can do in Charlottesville to generate change. And then from there to the state of Virginia, through other state schools for Virginia. And then just keep branching out from there. But that's where we are right now, is really just trying to, the Commonwealth area, what we can do to really just generate change in our area.
That's dope.
Yeah, I think it's dope, man. I definitely admire you and your stance with the social injustice, because a lot of times, man, you know, athletes at your age, we live in a bubble. You know, we on campus, we wearing issue gear, and we eating at the dining hall. Like, we have a care, you know, lack of better terms, we don't have a care in the world. We just worry about going to class and playing football. And you know, a lot of us aspire to get to the next level. But for you to use your platform the way you've been utilizing it, and not only with social injustices, but also with COVID. You know, looking on your Twitter, you had the Who's Your Hero campaign.
Yes.
Can you dive into that, man? Because I think that's dope in itself.
Yeah, that kind of came from I know the MLB did a lot, like the real heroes, and so they kind of posted jerseys, and they kind of had like a healthcare worker, and so so every Friday night, like, I guess some context, every Friday night, like, I would just try to keep the team together, so I'll just host a Zoom call, just like check in every week, try to get the guys close. And so it would start like 9 o'clock, and at 9 o'clock there would be 4 guys. It'd be me, Terrell Jana, Chris Glazer, Brian Delaney. We call ourselves the usual suspects. Every Friday, it's the usual suspects. And so as the night would go on, dudes would trickle in, trickle out, but us 4 really. And so when I saw what the baseball players were doing, I was like, dang, like, how can we make it special to UVA? So I called the usual suspects, and we just talked it over. And Terrell mentioned the idea of making it like a challenge, so that it's not just like we can incorporate other teams at UVA. And so from there, then I came up with the hashtag Who's Your Hero. And because, I mean, COVID is no joke. And so the healthcare workers on the front line, what they are still currently doing is, I mean, it can't be celebrated enough. And so I just wanted to honor my hero. Her name is Beth Frackleton. I actually met her at Coach Hal's son's baptism. And she's one of the nicest people on the face of the earth. She's so sweet. We still text all the time. And I know what she'd been going through was just a lot.
Mhm.
And I mean, what she said, like what it meant to her to see me do that, like the fact that I could change her mood and make her happier, that meant the world to me. And so I was just kind of using my platform again, just to try to generate change however I could.
Absolutely amazing.
Nice.
I can't tell you how proud I am of the leader that you have become. Do you remember you saying to me, "Hey, I want to talk to you about leadership"?
Yeah.
You were saying that to me.
Yes, I do.
Dude, you have evolved into an incredible leader, man, both on and off the field. And I know I speak for ball. We both are just super duper.
Yeah, bro.
Man, you represent our program to the fullest. We are excited for this season. Wanting you to stay healthy, to get out there and just bring that hat. And what do I say to you before every game when I chase you down on the field?
If it moves, kill it.
Yes, absolutely. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, don't look. Snow, he give me pep talks before the game. I ain't even playing, bro. When I say he be tapped in, he be tapped in, and he give me the hard dap too.
Yeah.
With them thick old, I'm a grab you and hold you hands that he have. So don't just think it's you, man. He give me pep talks too, and I be like, yo, Cub, it's out of control.
And then he'll flip a switch and then just get real professional, go in the booth.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Drop it like it's hot.
Man, I wish you could be in the booth sometimes, boy. When there's a timeout and he get to look at me. I be like, I'll try to run. Not getting me.
So look, all right, as we wind down, man, we like to keep the last little segment of our show, man. Since it's a brand new show, we call it "Shut the Hell Up, I'm Underdog." And what that is we want you to tell us something that you may not agree with, or something that pisses you off, but you're gonna overcome it anyway.
Yeah.
Something that pisses me off. I'd say, oh my God, this is the easy one right here.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if y'all know this, but we just won the Coastal division. So last year we won the Coastal. Okay. We are returning 8 starters on defense, and I believe it is 6 or 7 on offense.
Mm-hmm.
That's the majority of our team is coming back. And we just won the conference.
Talk to him.
ESPN and their analysts and their experts gave us a 1 singular % chance to win the division. 1%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tell them why you mad, son.
Yeah.
We are the reigning champions of that division. 1%, last place.
What does reigning mean? Because they may not know what reigning mean.
Reigning means we just won it.
Okay.
Outright.
How you win championship?
Mendenhall has never lost to Duke in his career. Even when they were 2-10, Bronco didn't lose to Duke.
What wins championships? What wins championships, Snowden?
Defense.
How many we got returning on defense?
We got 8 returners on defense. And them 3 replacements, them jokers can play.
Yep. See, we got dogs on defense too. We don't just got 8 return. We got dogs on defense.
That was some nice underdog shut the hell up juice right there.
Well,
a double shot.
There we go.
I saw it too, and I'm glad you said. We ain't have to say it. I had a fan send it to me. Ball hard. They got to pick 8. I almost broke my phone.
Yeah.
Right.
Like what? And these your officiate, as Stephen A. said, your aficionados.
Yeah.
They got to be hanging with Don King. They just want to sell the fight. That's it.
That's it. Yeah, but hey, once again, underdog mentality. Okay.
See?
All right.
Everything happened for a reason, man.
Right. Hey, you want to hit us with garbage cans? Now we got to cut you.
Yeah. We're gonna discard that trash can juice that picked that too.
Oh yeah, no question. Well, fam, we sure appreciate you, man. Appreciate you taking the time. Know you busy, ready to get locked in, and brother, hey, as one of my mentees, bro, I'm always here. You need me, you got me on speed dial. Your fam is my fam, and we just, bro, we always connected. We brothers on this screen right here. We all brothers, man.
Yes, sir.
We here whenever you need it, any day, time of night, brother. And just appreciate you. Want you to have a healthy season. Go out there, and if it move, kill it. 24/7. 24/7.
Yes, sir.
And that part looked awesome too. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Thank
Boy,
you.
looking like a 90s rapper today, boy. Boss. Yes, sir. Snowman, you already know that.
There it is. There it is. All right. Well, this is the Lockdown signing out with T Cub Ball Hawk and our special guest, Charles Snowden. Appreciate you, fam.
Appreciate y'all.
Until the next one.